So,
I can change it. Who is going first?
Mission continues.
It's not so.
So the two other guests today are Willie Dawson and Albert. Willie's from the Mission Continues, and then Albert's from the Habitat from Humanity, and they have a Habitat for Heroes program, which is amazing. Both these gentlemen are offering just an amazing avenue for services and support and getting our veterans connected back into the community. So feel free to ask them questions, take their names, take their numbers, call them all the time if you need anything. And with that, I will hand it off to Willie and let him take it away.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. I am Willie Dawson. I'm the Veterans Outreach Specialist for the West Coast for the Mission Continues. Next slide, please. All right, next slide. All right. At the Mission Continues, we do a couple of different things, and I'm going to come back to it, but first I'm going to read you a couple of small items here about what the Mission Continues is. The Mission Continues is a national nonprofit organization challenging post-9/11 veterans to rebuild a sense of purpose through community service. Through a Mission Continues fellowship, you can continue your lifelong commitment to service by serving in your community. If you are missing the mission, camaraderie, or structure of a military unit, you can build renewed strength and purpose with the Mission Continues. Now, the Mission Continues does not offer charity. Rather, it offers a challenge to veterans to inspire their communities through continued service and leadership. Fellowships are 26 weeks in length and require 520 hours of service, an average of 20 hours a week, during which the fellows serve at a nonprofit organization in their community of their choice. Fellows work on issues ranging from education to the environment and from disaster preparedness to homelessness. Each fellowship is unique. Now, and what we say, the Mission Continues, is everyone has their own story or their own Mission Continues story. And as I circle back to that in a minute, I'm going to go down a couple of items that we do offer. Fellowships. As I said before, those are 26 weeks in length, and their class is upcoming, what we call Charlie class. The application deadline is going to be June 2nd, and it's going to run from September 15th of this year until 13 March of 2015. And that is primarily for post-9/11 veterans. You have to have a minimum of 2 years service after September 11, 2001, and you also have to have an honorable discharge. If you do not fall into that category, you can still serve with us in one of our service platoons, which are a volunteer group. They come together on one Saturday a month, maybe two, and they work on projects in their own communities that make their communities better. Now, we talked about the post-9/11 veterans. I'm sorry to say that we cannot offer paid fellowships to veterans of any other era. The honorable discharge, that is non-negotiable. We get people all the time that ask us, can they accept another than honorable, but we cannot. That is non-negotiable. The beautiful thing about the Mission Continues is that you pick your own host site. So me, for example, I went through the fellowship program in 2013 with Charlie class. I elected to do my fellowship time with Compton High School, working with disabled kids. I actually put in 30 hours a week. Even though the minimum is 20, you can always do more than 20. I put in 30 hours each week. And that is where I want to make my mark back with the community by working with disabled kids. Next slide, please. Okay. As you can see from the slides, so some of the same things that I've already touched on previously about the fellowship program, empowering veterans to serve in their community. Okay, know about the 6 months. No, second one. What most people do not know about the Mission Continues is that most people think that we just give them paid fellowship, but that is not correct. In order to receive the living stipend for the fellowship, you have to complete our leadership and development curriculum, as you see on the third bullet there. And that curriculum is going to be based all on you. Okay, it works like this. We're asking you basically where you are now in your life, where you plan on going, how do you plan on getting there. And we're going to teach you through the curriculum ways to achieve your objectives in life, be it personal goals and or professional goals. And that is the whole point of the curriculum, to advance you from where you are now to where you want to go, and to even help you identify allies along the way that may be able to help you in your quest. Next slide. These are some numbers that we've compiled through the years that the program has been running. The Mission Continues was started in 2007 by Eric Greitens. him. He was a Navy SEAL, took his bonus money, got out of the military, the Navy in particular, and basically started this foundation to give something back to get veterans to actually reintegrate back into their communities by doing volunteer work. And since 2007, the program has evolved to where you see the numbers below. 71% of our fellows have furthered their education. 86% have transferred the military skills to civilian employment. 86% fellows report the program helped them become a leader in their community. And 100%, we have a 100% satisfaction rate that they would recommend the mission continues to their fellow veterans and friends. Next slide. That picture that was taken at one of our service events when we were actually in Orlando. We were working on doing a service project there with a company called Quest. At Quest, we took 100, and if I'm not mistaken, 5 veterans down to Orlando, Florida. We flew them from all over the country to Orlando for the orientation weekend. And while they're at Quest, we actually helped them paint 50,000 square feet in 3 hours with just us, local volunteers, and veteran volunteers in the community. And every time we hold a class, we do an orientation. And in the orientation, you learn about the mission continues. You get to meet your fellow veterans from all over the country. You'll learn about what it is that we expect of you and what you're going to do going forward, as well as getting a chance to let your hair down for the weekend and have an enjoyable time. So when you go back that following Monday, you start your 20 hours of work. It will be a most pleasant experience. Now, that was the last slide, so you can take that off now. I'm going to deviate a little bit and just go a little bit about myself and what I've been through at this point. I retired from the Army in 2012 after 26 years of active service, the last 16 being a recruiter. I know that's everyone's favorite person. But like most veterans, when I transitioned out of the military, I also was still trying to find my mark in life. So I took the safe route, like most veterans do, which is, go to school, do something while you're figuring out what it is exactly you want to do. Well, as I was sitting there taking my classes, I received an email from my vocational rehab counselor about the mission continues. And I flagged it to read. 2 months later, after I finally got around to reading it, I liked what the program was about. And so I filled out an application. Within a week, someone had interviewed me, and I was off and running. And as they say, the rest is my mission continues story. So I'm open to questions because obviously there's a lot that we can cover. Do I have exactly 15 minutes, by the way?
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the fellowship program, the process of how to get involved here real quick. Okay, first thing. If you are coming in from California, then I will be your first interview. And the process will work like this. You can go online to missioncontinues.org website. You can click on Apply for a Fellowship, if that is what you're applying for. If you're going for the service platoon, there will also be a button that you can apply for the actual service platoon for Los Angeles or the city in your area. Now, not every city has a service platoon, but the major cities, San Francisco, LA, San Diego, they do have them. Once you click on Apply for the Fellowship, the next thing would be is I would contact you within 72 hours to do your initial interview. All your interviews are done over the telephone. Once I complete your initial interview, I will release to you some documents that you will take to whatever site it is that you are applying to do your volunteer work with. You'll fill out your part, they'll fill out theirs, you'll both sign it, and send it back to me. Once that form comes back into me, we call it Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU for short. Once that comes back, and oh, by the way, let me drop this in there. I noticed Habitat for Humanity is on the list to speak also. You can also apply to be a fellow with Habitat for Humanity. That is one of the many places that you can volunteer at. Now, once I get your MOU and I proof it, then I will send it forward to your next interviewer. Within a week, you should be getting an email or phone call to schedule your second interview. And then there will be one final interview that is called your manager's interview. Once that interview is completed, we will assemble your packet, and that packet will then be put together with packets from all across the country. We normally hold 3 boards. The first set of packets that are completed, we'll hold the first board and we'll make a selection. Everyone that doesn't make the cut off the first selection will automatically roll into the second selection. If you don't make the cut in the second selection, you automatically roll into the third and final board. And from that, we normally recruit approximately, well, this year anyway, we're recruiting 100 to 110 veterans for each class, since we only did 3. In a normal year, we would recruit 4 classes, okay? And with this class that's coming up right now, in Washington, D.C. next month, we will have recruited our 1,000 fellows from all across the country. And we will now have fellows in all 50 states. So it doesn't matter what state you may know someone in, you can still report them the message about the Mission Continues, and we can work with them in any state. Now, once we select the people that will be going to our orientation, we will arrange airfare. It's an all-expense paid trip on us. We're going to pay for your airfare. We're going to pay for your hotel and your food for the 3-day orientation. The city that we're getting ready to go to in 14 days, actually, more like 12 days now, will be in Washington, D.C. And that is, like I said, we're flying 105 people in from all over the country. The next one that will be in September will be right here in L.A., and that is Charlie class. That will be the final class for this year. The next classes that we'll be doing the following year, the first one is going to be in Houston. And then we're going to, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to St. Louis, Chicago, and we're also going to be heading to Dallas for our final Delta class of 2015. So we have a lot to offer, and we encourage all veterans that are post 9/11 to apply for the fellowship, to go out in their communities and make a difference. Because we know from past history what World War II veterans have done. They weren't called the greatest generation for nothing. They came back and they used their GI Bill to go to college, and they transformed America into what we know today. The question I always ask all 9/11 veterans is simply this: we know what they did. What are you going to do? They made their mark. What will be your story? What will be your Mission Continues story if you decide to come with us? Make it a good story. Don't just sit on the sidelines any longer, because we've got too many veterans with too much experience, too much knowledge, and too much leadership ability just sitting on the sidelines, and it's going to waste. We want you to get off. Don't wait for the government. Don't wait for the city government, the federal government to make your communities better. Get out there and make a difference. Serve the 6-month fellowship. And even when you get done with the fellowship, stay with us in a platoon capacity. Continue to volunteer. Just because we're not paying you anymore doesn't mean you can't continue to volunteer. A lot of people get enjoyment out of serving. And most of you on this call will have served in uniform in one form, fashion, or another, one branch or the other. We're saying to you, we want you to serve again. Not in uniform this time, but as an ambassador in your own community. Make a difference. Become empowered. Don't be a victim on the sideline waiting for somebody to rescue you. Make your own way in life. Let us help you so that you can help yourself and help your community. And with that, since I'm coming up on 10:15, I'm gonna slow it down here and see where we're at.
Right. Willie, this is Christine. Do you want to mention too about how an agency could host a fellow?
Sure, we can do that. How an agency can host a fellow. All right. Primarily, I received a lot of calls from agencies, and when they're asking me to find them a fellow, and I can do that, but it may take me time since I cover 12 states. What I recommend is that the host site themselves, if you know of a veteran that meets the qualifications, and you find that veteran and you say, hey, I want this guy or girl to come work for me, then have them fill out the application, have them contact me, and I will push them through the interview process. Now, as for a host site yourself, if you're actually looking for a veteran, maybe not now, but in the future, you can go to our website, again, www.missioncontinues.org, and you can actually go in there and apply to host a fellow. And once you fill out the application, your name will go in the database so that when fellows are contacting us or they're researching themselves and say, okay, where can I serve at in this particular area, then your organization will pop up to be able to host a fellow, because we will have already vetted you and made sure that you met the qualifications to host a fellow. And I'll just give you an idea of some of the different host sites that we've had in the past. Christine knows she's worked with National Veterans Foundation. We've worked with Red Cross, the VA, Habitat for Humanity, the Humane Society, educational systems, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Habitat for Humanity, pretty much any nonprofit you can think of except for a certain few, which we get into once you start your application process. For example, we stay away from religious type organizations because we favor either one side over the other, so we ask veterans not to be involved in that type of stuff. One of the other things veterans that accept a fellowship can't do is they can't be involved in fundraising. like I said, things of that nature, we tend to steer clear of. We want to focus on the bigger picture. Does that answer your question?
It does, and also they can work at vet centers in the colleges. So if they're going to school, they can also do their fellowship there as well. Is that true?
Yes, that is true, but I'm going to tell you guys, this is a true story, okay? It's a true story. That is very true. You can work at the vet center. But since I have taken over on the West Coast, I have run into one particular college. I'm not going to rat them out at this point. But when I went to visit their vet group, I found that they had 5 veterans working inside the vet center. And that is defeating the purpose of the program. The purpose of the program is to invest in your community. Now, working in the vet program in school or the vet resource office in school, that's fine for one fellow, maybe 2 max at the most. But I am not going to sit up here and sign off on 4 or 5 people working in one office, because helping veterans is great, but imagine what the good we could do in the community if we had 1 or 2 of those 5 working in the vet office and then the other 3 out there in the community making a difference, where everyone could see the veterans making a difference. Because the biggest problem I have with civilian community as far as it relates to veterans is too often we're relegated like that old uncle, that old crazy uncle upstairs. You know, he's just rolling down in a wheelchair in his suit when it's Veterans Day or Memorial Day, and then you wheel him back upstairs and no one ever hears from him again. Veterans have too much going for them to just be rolled out once a year for a special occasion. We can make a difference. We made a difference once. We should be able to do it again, just in a different capacity.
Sounds perfect. Did anybody have any questions? I don't see any on the Join Me.
I don't have a question, but this is Bridget from Habitat for Humanity. And I just
Yes,
wanted to say that we've actually hired one of our Mission Continues who's working full-time for us now. So it's a really, really great program.
Hey, I'm open for hiring. You going to hire me too?
Gotta go through the program
okay.
first.
I was just checking.
Alrighty. Well, if no one has any questions, thank you so much, Mr. Dawson.
This is Howard Hernandez. I just came into the conversation. Sorry I'm late.
That's
10:19. I'm with the American GI Forum. Also, I'm the national chairperson for the Veterans Advisory Committee of NEAT, which is the National Education Advocacy and Training. What we're doing is we're providing soft skills and some hard skills for our exiting veterans to put them to work. You can look at our website at careersforlife.org. That's careers, 4, life, life.org. We are getting some relatively good jobs to put these veterans back to work, and we're trying to coordinate it with their former MOSs so that if it's administrative, we can put somebody in an administrative position. If it's security, and depending on the veteran, it still allows them to utilize their GI Bill for the purposes of advancing their education. My personal cell number is 213-305-0009, and our office number is 909-270-2603. We're located in Rancho Cucamonga, California, and we also have, I'm the out person in Los Angeles, so if you're out in the Los Angeles area, you can contact me, or you can send me an email at Howard, HOWARD, at careersforlife.org. Careersforlife.org, and send your request. We definitely need a substantial number of veterans because we're not getting the response that we feel we should be getting, and a lot of these positions.
Howard?
Yes.
Howard, this is Christine. So we saved.
Hi, Christine.
How are you? The rest of your comments towards the end, because we have another presenter to come on.
Oh, no problem. I just came in. I'm going to put it on mute now.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I said, Lisa, I will get you that number. Oh, there we go. So I'm looking at the questions. Okay, so let's move on to Albert and Habitat for Humanity. I have to say he is also out and about in Los Angeles doing amazing things, so I'm grateful that he could join us today. And with that, I will let him take it away.
Thank you, Christine. Good morning, everyone. Like Christine said, I am with Habitat for Humanity, Greater Los Angeles. My name is Albert Marquez. I'm the Veterans Outreach Coordinator here. Let's get started. So, Habitat for Humanity, Greater Los Angeles. We are the largest affiliate in Los Angeles County and west of the Mississippi. In fact, we do oversee most of Los Angeles County. Slide, please. And in 2011, Habitat for Humanity International started a Habitat for Heroes initiative to assist, engage, mobilize, and educate military members. As you can see the mission statement above, the purpose of this initiative was just that, to assist, engage, mobilize, and educate military members and veterans about our programs and services, which we'll make sure to cover in just a little bit. Slide, please. So I am the representative for Habitat for Humanity, Greater Los Angeles. This is our service area map. If anyone in this region is welcome to apply or seek our services. If you are outside this area, this region, these boundaries, I'm sure a Habitat for Humanity local affiliate would be able to assist you. However, if you don't know that affiliate, if you're outside my service area, I'll be more than happy to guide you in the right direction to make sure that you are provided for. But again, this is our service area of the Greater Los Angeles region. Next slide, please. So Habitat for Humanity offers, or Habitat for Heroes offers two gateways, one of them being the service and the other one being the partnership. Our service consists of volunteers, Habitat for Heroes, veteran volunteers more specifically, who want to be engaged, want to be involved with Habitat through service building. For instance, we have veterans, individual veterans or veteran groups, SVOs, who come out to our build sites and gain some more skills such as construction, put up drywall, do roofing or whatnot, whatever the task of the day is. We have a bunch of veteran service organizations come out and do that. We also have, for more immobile veterans, we have our retail restores. So we do have somewhat of a thrift store for your home supplies, such as couches and TVs and whatever you could really find here. We do offer those volunteer opportunities as well. And lastly, for those who want to be a little bit more engaged with Habitat for Humanity or GLA, we have our Veterans Advisory Council. So if you want to participate, you want to be really, really involved with Habitat for Humanity and Habitat for Heroes and our policies and the way we go about doing things, please do look into our Veterans Advisory Council or contact me later or call me, email me. I'll be happy to answer your questions. And our partnership opportunities. Habitat for Heroes was started to assist veterans who are either trying to purchase their first home we have a home ownership opportunity, or who already own a home and are looking to get some repairs done to their home. Slide, please. So these next few slides will consist of basic flyers that we distribute when we go out and about to different events. This one is relating to our home repair opportunities. So for veterans who already own a home, who have already purchased their home and are looking to get some repairs done, such as painting the exterior of their home, plumbing, roofing. If they have any other needs to be more mobile and have their homes more accessible to them, we are able to go out there and provide those services. Some of the things we see on this flyer are some of the criteria that we request for our applicants to have. For instance, you must provide your DD-214 and have an honorable discharge. You must be up to date with your mortgage payments and insurance and your home insurance payments. You must be willing to participate in the repairment of your own home with 24 sweat equity hours. And we also do have an income guideline. As you can see that table, that chart below, you must meet this criteria as well. So if you're a household size of 1, you cannot be earning more than $45,650. If you're a household of 6, you can't be earning more than $75,650. Otherwise, you will be qualified for our services. So this is our home repair flyer. If you're interested in receiving some home repairs, again, like I said, we do painting, we do all kinds of exterior work, we do several interior work, and whatnot. Please do contact me. Next flyer, please. The next slide. So this next slide is our home ownership flyer. This is it's the same as you can see. It's the same outline, just describing our home ownership program for veterans who are trying to purchase their first home within our Los Angeles County area. And you can see it has some of the basic criteria and requirements that, for instance, you must provide your DD-214. You must be willing to provide sweat equity hours, in this case 500 sweat equity hours in the construction of your own home. And also we have the income guideline criteria. So for veterans with a family of 2, veterans with a family of 8, 6, whatever it may be, you can see there that you have to be meeting at least a certain amount of income, or you can't be receiving more than a certain amount of income. And again, the difference between this, our home ownership, and our home repair program is that our home ownership program is not open year-round. We tend to open our home ownership program as we acquire property and to be able to build and construct and then distribute homes, sell homes. And our home repair program is open 24/7, 365 year-round. So if you're whichever month of the year, whichever day of the month, if you feel the need to have some home repairs done and you meet our criteria, our qualifications, our requirements, then you can get that done all year round. Next slide, please. And lastly, this is our general flyer that we have out there. It just kind of goes over all our veteran services, everything from volunteer opportunities to our advocacy, to our employment opportunities, and more information about what we do and those we do it for. Next slide, please. And this is a brief overview of our Veterans Advisory Council. Like I said before, if you are within our service area and you're looking to be more involved, more engaged with Habitat for Humanity on a personal level, these are some of the things that we look for to our VAC and our VAC members. Next slide, please. Our service projects and events, like I said earlier, we emphasize community development and individual participation. So these are just some of the opportunities we have available for build days. So, for instance, if you're part of an organization such as American Legion, or a gentleman who just called in a few moments ago, if you're looking to get involved on a more individual basis, these are some of the days that we try to garner veterans, come out as one entity, and really be involved and engaged within the community. Next slide, please. This is one of the homes. I'll be showing you the aftermath of what we can do for you. This home belongs to a Staff Sergeant John Newborn, who was a 20-year Marine Corps vet. He lived out in Linwood, California. He lives out in Linwood, California. He's been living there for some time now. And he contacted us last year saying that he wanted some roofing done in his home, that he was somewhat shy about the appearance of his home. So we went in there and we took some veterans and we took care of them. Next slide, please. So this is the after photo of Mr. Newburn's home. As you can see, we did some replacement, we did some exterior painting, we changed some windows, and we also did some interior work. This is just one description or one photo of what we've done for veterans and what we can do for those who are interested in applying for our home repair program. Next slide, please. These are just some numbers, our participation numbers, a table describing how many veterans we've engaged in which areas. For instance, veteran volunteers, currently we're up to 1,578, including everything from service organizations to individual veterans who have wanted to come out and participate and get engaged with Habitat for Humanity. We have our numbers by veteran home repairs. So up to date, we're up to 44 completed. By the end of the year, we'll be up to 59, I believe. And veteran homeowners. Lastly, this is one number that we are struggling. We're trying very hard to raise these numbers, but again, it's difficult when you try to obtain property and then distribute them to people. So we are up to four total veteran homeowners that have purchased a home through Habitat for Humanity. Next slide, please. And lastly, these are just some photos. These next 3 slides are just some photos of some of the local military bases or veteran service organizations who have come out and participated and helped repair some homes. Next 2 slides, please. So you can see there, I believe that's the Coast Guard, one of our local Coast Guard base. And I believe that's LA Air Force Base, who came out a few months ago. So that concludes everything that I have to say on behalf of Habitat for Humanity, Greater Los Angeles. Again, we are the Greater Los Angeles region. If you need help, trying to get in contact with your local affiliate, please feel free to contact me and ask me a question, and I could direct you in the right direction. Thank you.
Perfect. And is everybody getting their questions answered on the Join Me? It seems to be going that way. This is Christine again. I just wanted to share the support for these programs. I was a fellow, and it led to my employment, and it helped in my transition immensely. I don't know where I would be without the Mission Continues. And then actually I was at the build for the Linwood House, and I just have to say I haven't been around a group of people that had such great energy and the desire to just make a difference in the community. So I offer the opportunity for anybody to engage with the Habitat in their builds. It was a great day. I had an amazing time, and again, thank you, Albert, for sharing. It was awesome. And I guess we'll move along to, I'm next, so we'll go to my slides, please. I'll be quick.
Hi, Christine.
This is Howard Hernandez. I'm signing out.
Hi, Christine.
I'm sorry?
One question.
Sure.
Hi, it's Isabel with the Orange County Veteran Employment Committee. Do they have a location in Orange County?
The Habitat?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to, yeah, go ahead, Albert.
Yes, ma'am. We do have an Orange County affiliate out there. They'd be, I take it, within your service area. If you want to email me, I could give you their information.
Sure,
directly.
that'd be great.
So my email, if you didn't see it at the end, it's veteranscoordinator@habitatla.org.
Terrific. Thanks so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Was there one more question? Okay. Most of you know me. My name's Christine. I'm with the National Veterans Foundation. Here's our website and our phone number and our hours. We're Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and hopefully sometime in the near future we'll be back for 24/7. Next slide, please. And this is our mission. I'm just going to let you read that. But basically what we do is we provide support to all veterans, all generations, and their families via an 800 number, and we're nationwide. One of the more distinct factors about what we do is our founder actually provides crisis call support from members that are actually already overseas deployed right now. So he'll get calls from overseas for members that are struggling. So he does that early in the morning. He's available 24/7, and he's one of the few people that are doing that. So, the people that are struggling while the flood are still getting the support that they need from us. And next slide, please. I just wanted to put up a picture of our website so you make sure that you get the right one. If you happen to Google anything with help with veterans, we come up first. So a lot of times we get calls that people think they're calling the VA, and we just help them navigate to get the right number for the VA. But it also gives us an opportunity to connect with them again to make sure that they are getting the right support from the right organization or agency within the VA, and then we can offer them information about their state guide or their state representative, and then the local nonprofit. And here on our site, if you have people that have questions or you want to know how to get your DD-214, if you click on that block, it takes you and explains the situation and actually links to the archive, so you can just fill the form out and fax it in, and it's usually around 2 weeks to get your form back. And also on there, if you see where it says Find a VSO, if you were to click on that button, the middle part is the service agencies such as the American Legion and the VFW. And then you scroll down further, it lists all the states, and it links you to the state Veterans Service Office. So if you have an individual or you know someone or you're traveling or you want to know what the services are in Texas, this is just the quickest way to go find them. We also have some employment over on the right. The employment links are on there. They're nationwide. I looked yesterday. There's quite a few jobs in California, so if you're interested or people are curious, they can go on there to find those. The blog is also, Shad Mishad is our founder, and he blogs weekly with the Huffington Post. So it's just an insight and, a local professional's view on the situations that are going on. So there's kind of an abundance of information on there, so it's everything you ever wanted to know about being a veteran. It can be there, and you can also do a chat if people aren't comfortable in calling in. You can chat. We have that link through the internet. Next slide, please. What makes us unique? 99% of us are veterans in the office. We have one that isn't a veteran, but he might as well be because his heart is in the right place and his blood is red, white, and blue. So the only difference is he actually didn't wear a uniform. But so we understand when you call in, the instant connection, and we speak the same language, and we understand how it can be. So that changes the level of trust and ability to get the person the right information almost instantly. Like I said, we're nationwide, all veterans, all generations, and their families. So anybody's family can call in and ask for support as well, and we'll get them the services they need. A lot of the problems, we all know the VA website can be a little daunting, so we help navigate through there. We help find local resources, connect them with a nonprofit that can help in their area. We also promote connecting with the vet centers because that's a smaller version of the VA that offers different services, and they're a little more friendly to use. Here in Los Angeles, we're working to find out if a person calls from Los Angeles to be able to literally hand it to somebody that we know in an organization to help for housing or funding or getting into a program or education. So it's not like, just call this number and tell them what you need. It's like call, go over at this number and he'll help you. So we're working really hard to do that. We're also trying to identify more services for the peacetime veterans and the Guard and Reserve. So it's the ones that are prior to post 9/11 or prior to 9/11, and the Guard and Reserves don't have. They're even more confused than people coming off active service. So trying to create avenues that we can help them, get the information to them, get them connected to the right people, because they're struggling just as much as everyone else. So that seems to be a little gap in services. And then definitely working to find and connect and solidify and verify resources for women. So we know the conversation has started and programs are starting to happen, but, just make sure that they're good, solid programs and they're following through with what they offer for the women. So next slide, please. Final thoughts, we're happy to add your logo and details to our site. So if you have employment opportunities, if you're a local nonprofit and want to just get your information out, I'm happy to do that. And then I'm happy if you have any details about your program or information you'd like to share with the community, we're happy to send that out as well. Next slide. And that's it. Any questions, suggestions?
Comments?
Anything? Yes, please.
Christine? Hi,
yes.
I'm Tristan from Interfaith Community Services. And
How are you?
I'm finding yourself.
Hi, thank you.
Good. We actually have a program for homeless female veterans and veterans with families. So
awesome.
If we can, I'd like to talk to you a little bit offline so we can see how we can connect. I'm here in North San Diego County.
Oh,
so
love to chat with you.
Definitely, we need to definitely connect because women veterans are our target population, and they're not often homeless and asking for help. So I'm looking for ways to partner with more people to reach out to the female veterans. So if we can talk offline a little bit,
yes, please.
I'd appreciate it. Okay.
Yes, please. Anyone else have
you
any
broke
questions?
up a little bit.
Oh, thank you so much, and yes, please. Any other questions, suggestions? My email is just Christine, Kristine, @nvf.org. All right, so next I wanted to move back to the lovely ladies at Calvet and let them have some time to talk about the conference that's coming and any other news they need to share for us.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Julene Chrysostomo. I'm taking over for Deputy Secretary Lindsay Sin. She'll return back around the end of June. So on August 20, on the computer show, August 24th to the 25th, we have our annual California Veterans Conference Summit on Women Veterans, and we are opening registration on May 30th of this year, and it's going to be $45 for each individual. We're not offering refunds, and it's going to be at the Grand Sheraton Sacramento Hotel. And currently also, we have the award nominations that will be given out at the conference available now. So if you know of any women veterans, please, please, please go to the website calvet.ca.gov and look up the Calvet Women Veterans Program, and the forms will be available there. We have 3 awards. The first one will be the Women Veteran Lifetime Achievement Award. That'll be for any woman vet. The next one is the Women Veteran of the Year. Again, that's for any woman veteran in your community who's done some significant changes or work in your community. And the last one is the Women Veteran Volunteer of the Year. And that one has to be, they cannot be veterans. So it can be anybody that's out in the community that's not a veteran. And that's what we have for any updates on our end. Are there any questions or comments?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, this is Charlene, social worker for the VA in San Francisco. I work with homeless population. Is there any way to waive fees for homeless women veterans wanting to attend the conference?
Go ahead. Yes. So I would have you email Catherine Banks, and let me give.
Okay.
If you.
Is that C or K?
It's with a C. So Catherine.Banks at calvet.ca.gov.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? And again, that'll be available May 30th. And the award submissions, those will be due June 5th. So again, if you know of any women veterans or those that advocate pretty hard, please, please, please start filling out those applications on their behalf. And that's all I have.
Perfect. Is there any way, this is Christine again, that we can make these slides available on the website? Okay.
Yes, so we're recording it right now, and it'll take a while for the system to update, but once it's available, we can get the link for you, and we'll put that up on our website as well.
Perfect. I don't have anything else. Does anyone else have any questions or concern? We have maybe about a little over, close to 10 minutes. Don't everyone jump at once. It's okay. Well, if everyone's okay with ending a little early, we can do that.
Actually, can I do one more shameless plug, Christine? Sorry, I forgot one more
please.
thing. This is Julene. We are coming out with our Outreach Women Veteran Toolkit, and it's this awesome packet that is pretty comprehensive. It'll have statistics of California women veterans specifically. It'll have best practices of what local organizations and communities have done to outreach to women vets, how to maintain their attendance in the system, and how to get them to come to our events and to get signed up for their benefits and services. We are coming out with that. There's a PDF form that should be available sometime this week, hopefully by tomorrow or Wednesday. And the actual packets themselves, we'll print those out, and they will be available towards the end of May. And we'll have that on our website. So that'll be up on our website. Okay. And again, that will be available sometime Wednesday or at the very latest the end of this week, Friday.
Sounds great.
Or could you tell me? I hear voices. I don't know who it is. Can you tell me which website that is or what organization?
It'll be calvet.ca.gov. And then just look for the Women Veterans Program, and it'll be self-explanatory from there.
Can I get in one more plug also, real quick?
Yes.
All right. This is Willie with the Mission Continues. We are currently looking for a service project to tackle in the LA area when we do our orientation here in September, and that'll be the weekend of the 12th through the 14th. The only stipulation is, because we've talked with Habitat for Humanity about this already, the only stipulation is it has to be able to hold about 100, I'm sorry, not 100, about roughly 200 to maybe 300 people on the work site. We can't split them off and have them go in different directions. So if there's a project that needs to be tackled in the area around that time frame that anyone knows of, please get that information to us. We'd like to take a look at it and see if it's something we can work on.
Can we have your email address?
If you don't, it is wdawson@missioncontinues.org, or my number is 310-668-1612.
Thanks so much.
Perfect. Can I go back to the toolkit that's coming out? And you said the PDF will be the entire package. Will be available online, and then
right. Yes, the PDF will be available online, hopefully by this Wednesday, or at the very latest the end of this week, Friday.
Perfect. And then there'll be paper copies available later on.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you can order those once they come out the end of May. And we'll give you directions on how to do that on our website as well.
Is there, do you know off the top of your head, and I know this is kind of out of the blue question, how to order the new Calvet resource books?
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but
it's available online.
There's a PDF version that's available online. I know that.
Okay.
And you can call Vet Services, and their phone number is online as well at calvet.ca.gov.
Perfect. I'll get that information and email it out to everyone as well.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well,
All right. Well, thank you so very much. And just a reminder, the phone call is every month, the first Monday of the month from 10 to 11. You can log on. Everything's open by 9:30 to, if you have any questions or concerns, you can log on early. Next month, as far as we know right now, we're going to be discussing some avenues for suicide prevention and awareness. And if anyone has any suggestions for topics that they're interested in knowing more about or how they can pursue more information for the state, please email me or the calvets directly. And we'd be happy to look into that and get speakers. And again, and even if anybody on the call wants to volunteer to be a presenter, we're open to that as well. You can just email me. My email's there, and then the ladies at Calvet as well.
Thank you.
So if that's good with everyone, have a great, happy Monday, and I'll hear you all next month.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.